Many are predicting that the worst is yet to come, which is unfortunate, said one person here. Until now, they've enjoyed the reputation of being the nation's icebox.
Watched a burglar in his home this morning by webcam.
As a journalist of over 25 years, stories are what make my world turn.
Reporting live from the Dallas newsroom tonight, Jeff Crilley, Fox 4 News.
But in 2008, I took the jump from my familiar life and started a PR firm from my home.
We're talking about anyone with a camcorder like the one I'm using becomes a television network.
We started slowly growing the company, and we now have over 100 clients, and we've branched into the world of live digital broadcasting. I now own 8 different TV studios and have a huge team, and the stories that I now get to share are sometimes the most important of my life. Life has a funny way of coming around full circle. This is the Jeff Crilley Show.
Welcome to another home edition of the Jeff Crilley Show. Well, during this pandemic, leadership is in high demand because all CEOs are being thrown into an area that is, a great abyss. They don't know what to do to lead their company. Joining us to talk about that, Jennifer Litchfield. She is a business and leadership expert. Thanks for coming on the show.
Thank you. Thank you for having me, Jeff.
So you are, you wear many hats, mom, wife, successful realtor, and a business coach. What has this pandemic done for you as a person who is giving advice to others? It's tough when your world's turned upside down as well.
That's a great question. And what's done for me is actually given me an opportunity to really help people further and deeper and realer. I believe that a crisis isn't creating problems that weren't there. I think a lot of things are just being magnified and amplified, right? But the other end of that stick is when you magnify something, it becomes clearer. And so being able to actually get to the root of the issues and be able to just sort those out, sift and sort those out internally has been great, personally and professionally.
Now, this business coach and leadership coach is something that has happened recently for you. When did you know that you had these skills?
I think I've always had a sense of leadership ability and influence ability. And it started really young. I had to make some more adult decisions, bigger decisions as a child, just maybe self-preservation, nothing super drastic or anything, but nonetheless, when you experience adversity early on, it's just a must. You got to rise or fall. And I just refused to only have what is and what I could see. I just knew there was more out there for me, and I knew it was attainable. And even if the others around me didn't want to seek it or go after it, I didn't care. Like I was, listen, this is my path and I'm going to live it. So early on, but especially since 5 years ago is really when I started digging deep into the principles that were actually backing up my actions and my beliefs and my thoughts that I had lived by. But that's been able to actually unlock the reasons why and the psyche behind it, and then allow me to develop a deeper understanding of myself and acceptance of myself, and just work out some last little kinks that I need to shake out. But I can say this though, I encourage everyone to just understand that to lead is more than just a job title or position that you hold in a company. Even if you don't want to take on that responsibility, that's not what you thrive in or what you want a more supportive role, you must still understand you have to lead yourself. We are all at minimum self-managing ourselves, and we are responsible for our own choices, and not making a choice, not making a decision for yourself is a decision, right? It comes with a consequence. And so, not a consequence, it comes with an effect. And so yes, just early on.
Absolutely. And you're a tremendously gifted speaker. We've got some video that we're going to roll while we're continuing to talk of you in front of the Dallas Junior Chamber. I know you're very active in that. And you told me that was just impromptu. You didn't know you were going to be speaking that evening.
I believe so, yes.
So when did you recognize that you have this talent to motivate and speak? Because they always say that the number one fear in America is fear of public speaking, and the number two fear is fear of death.
Right.
So how did you conquer the fear of speaking?
I think I got confirmation ironically enough, was speaking at one of my friends' eulogies. I gave a eulogy. I spoke on behalf of a group of friends at a place I used to work at for years and years, and they just kind of just unanimously voted for me to go up there. And they're like, "Look, you're good at speaking. You do it. You talk for us." And I was very surprised and like honored for that decision that they had made without me even throwing my hat in the ring. And then after that, I got several confirmations from the feedback afterwards, just like, "Hey, that was great. That was beautiful." And then just events afterwards. And it was just like that key time was a momentum builder, really just kind of turned me on to, made me aware of, oh, hey, like maybe there's something here. So
you know what I'm enjoying is you give Facebook Live tips every Tuesday, and I love the name of the show that you're doing. Give everybody the name.
Tipsy Tuesdays with Jen.
And that doesn't mean that everybody on the call is tipsy, but you're giving tips on Tuesday night, and they're fun and you're engaging. And I think one of the things that a gift God's given you is that you're real and relatable. Even the color of your hair, I understand, was just you being goofy and being fun. Tell us about that.
Well, hashtag quarantine life, right? My daughter wanted to do her hair purple, and she asked that I join in on the fun. And so, a few Pinterest searches later, this is what I had. This was our happy medium. So, I just figured, why not, right? Like, why not? If at the end of the day, now's a better time than ever. I'm not gonna just do it, right? Like, it'll be okay.
I love it. No, it makes you very real and relatable. And I do a lot of public speaking myself, and I run into a lot of so-called experts. They don't walk their own talk, right? They're giving advice, and they're not listening to their own speech. You seem to be a person who really does walk her talk and live the life that you're describing.
I appreciate that. I work really hard to. I think you can only truly teach from the clarity of your own example, and I really try and just learn something and then just sit with it and dissect it and consume it and take in consideration the culmination of everything I've experienced and then all the wisdom that I've been so graciously given by others, and then just decide, okay, what works for me and what doesn't, what's aligned. And my simple qualifier for that is, does this feel good when I think about it? Does this principle feel good when I apply it to my life? And if it doesn't, then, I just kindly, no, thank you. Like, in my own head, I don't go and try and stand against their principles or prove them wrong, because that's not going to do you any good either. Because that would be out of alignment within myself. Because everybody has their own right to their own path and their own beliefs. But really, it's just a matter of just choosing, deciding, making a decision that I have the right, I have the wherewithal, I have the competency and the confidence, and just truly the right and the responsibility to just make my own decisions. Right?
Absolutely. One of your speeches I know I saw online is having an abundance mindset. What does that mean, especially now with so many people unemployed and discouraged? What does having an abundance mindset mean to you?
To me, an abundance mindset means to truly believe that every single thing in this world, every opportunity, every experience, every travel plan, every job title, every single thing is available to you, no matter where you believe you come from, no matter the filters and the limitations you put on yourself, whether it be your childhood, rich or poor. There's interpretations that we all have. We all have our own interpretations and our own perception of what we believe to be true. But when you're able to remove that and break those chains and realize, hey, who says I can't do this? Who says I can't have that? And then most importantly, abundance is, once you believe that, is begin to expect it too. I think that if you are so used to only believing that what you can tangibly see is what's available to you, I mean, for all intents and purposes, what you can tangibly see and what you have in your bank account right now is the past, right? It's the choices that you made in the past. It's the actions that you took in the past, the value, the delivery of the service you did in the past. Right now, there has to be more. Otherwise, where is it coming from? And so it's just believing that like you're going to be okay, and that you just have to trust that the choices you're making is going to allow you to live the most beautiful, extravagant life you ever wanted to live. But then line up with that, like walk the talk and start expecting it. So when someone wants to invest in you, don't have that chip on your shoulder of, I have something to prove. I have to pay for everything because that's how life is. You got to remove that. You got to just start removing and peeling back those layers, including that. That was something of mine I had to get over was, hey, this isn't a handout. This is how life works. This is a compliment to the energy and the value that I am putting out, right? Like you have to be a good receiver just as much as a good giver, right?
Well, you're a very successful realtor, and I think one of the reasons is that you're so focused on the goals of the customer and not necessarily your own pocketbook. Speak a little bit about your real estate philosophy.
It's really just being able to be a good listener and help guide them make their own decisions. Real estate really comes down to being able to know what the right offer is to go with, to accept as a seller, and knowing what the right repairs to do or not do, what you should invest in your property to make it ready to sell. And then just trusting yourself, and to trust me, they must trust themselves. And it's like a teamwork approach, like intuition with my own professional understanding of the process, my own professional experience of how things have gone in the past and different resources and networks that I have available to them. But that's been the biggest thing, is helping guide them make a competent, secure, best for them decision. And yes, you have to leave your pocketbook out of it. Otherwise things get blurry,
Oh, that's wonderful. Well, I cannot thank you enough for being on the show. We're going to put your website up. Give us your real estate website.
It is JennSellsTexas.com. It's JENNSELLS, Texas spelled out, TEXAS.com.
Outstanding. Thank you so much for being a guest.
Thank you so much, Jeff.
You bet. That's it for now. We'll see you next time.
All right.